let's cut straight to the chase. You're watching this video because you feel like other guys are normal and smooth and cool and you're creepy. And you don't want to be creepy when you approach women, but there's this urge deep down inside you to go get a girlfriend through approaching women. Honestly, it's probably the best way to meet women right now is just talking to a buddy in the gym who's a very attractive guy that's just telling me that Tinder is trash. Tinder is garbage. And you can still clean up on Hinge and Bumble, at least in the States, but Tinder's awful. And so those other dating apps, they're going to fall right in line because women and people in general are starting to crave human connection more and more. So you need to learn these skills of how to attract women in person. You can't just sit around and wait for women to come into your life. It doesn't work like that anymore. You have to go get them, okay? And so if you want to go get them without being creepy, this video is going to be perfect for you. So what you have to understand is that your beliefs will come first, okay? If you believe that you're creepy, the girl will think you're creepy. And this is the most important thing that you can understand. There's this thing called the law of emotional mirroring. And I talk with my clients about this on coaching calls where the girl will always feel how you feel, okay? So here's an action that you can take. So for example, if you believe that it is weird or creepy to approach women, then it will be. If you believe that you're going to come off awkward, if you believe that it's weird to go up to her, if you think that you're doing something wrong by approaching her, then you're going to act like that. She's going to sense that and she's going to be like, well, maybe he is doing something wrong. Maybe I should feel creeped out. Maybe I should feel uncomfortable. It doesn't take a lot of confidence to go up to a girl and just say, hey, what's up? I thought you were attractive, and act like it's totally normal. Doesn't take longer than 10 to 15 seconds for her to pick up on the fact that, hey, it's actually normal for this guy to do this. It must not be weird. It must be comfortable. I should be comfortable with this. And a lot of girls will just fall into line with that. They'll be totally okay with it. So guys are worried about coming off as creepy when the fact that they are worried that they're going to come off as creepy is the reason that girls don't like them. It's the reason that girls reject them right away, feel uncomfortable, and want to leave the interaction as soon as possible. So there are two core beliefs that I want you to change from this video. If you do anything, change these beliefs, all right? I'm giving you these first because if you have ADHD like me and you're all over the place, then you can at least take away some really positive beliefs that maybe will affect, your life going forward. So the first belief is I want you to change, it's weird to approach women, to any woman would be happy to meet me, okay? And this takes confidence. This takes giving yourself permission to go for what you want. This takes a positive mindset. This takes having some sort of faith in yourself and liking yourself a little bit. It takes some sort of self-worth and self-acceptance. You need to be able to accept yourself. And I'll probably do a video at some point on radical self-acceptance. That's the base of the pyramid you will build your game on. So if you think about your game being good with women like a pyramid, the base is radical self-acceptance. And without a strong base of radical self-acceptance, your verbal game, your text game, ability to pull, logistical escalation, all the things that, make it like good game, make, attracting women and pulling and stuff, consistently building rotations of girls, getting a girlfriend, maintaining the relationship. Without radical self-acceptance, you are screwed and you can't actually get results, okay? So you need this base of the pyramid. Another belief that I see all the time is this belief, and it's not really something guys say out loud, but it's something you're thinking. You're thinking that women are always on their guard. They're always looking for the next creep. And a lot of this comes from like those outrage porn videos where, the girl's like freaking out and calling out some guy at the gym for being creepy when he's just being respectful. Maybe he looked at her twice and that's it. And she's calling him out for being a fucking creep. When that happens, you have to understand it's a massive outlier. Women are not always on their guard. They're not always freaking out. And if you believe that women are always on their guard, then they're going to be. She's going to come off super standoffish. She's not going to be that interested. So you can shift this belief into women can tell I'm not one of those guys. Right? Because there are guys out there that are super creepy, super weird, but that's not you. You're going up to her because you want to give value. You want to give her a good time. You shouldn't be going up to her because you want to pick her up. You shouldn't be going up to her because you think that you deserve to get something from her. You should be going up to her because you want to meet her and you want to potentially go on a date with her because you thought she was attractive, but you're not tied to any specific outcome. She is still a person at the end of the day. And if you have that in your head, it will come off in your communication, in your subcoms. She's going to be able to tell, and that's going to help you bypass that creep radar. Don't have this mindset of like, oh, girls are always on their guard. They're always thinking I'm creepy. Change it to women can tell I'm not one of those guys. And if you believe you're not one of those guys, you're not going to come off like one of those guys nearly as much, okay? Next, we'll get into something that I don't see anybody talking about, okay? Congruency. All congruency is, being congruent, is your thoughts and your actions being in alignment. When these two things are in alignment and they come together, that is being congruent. It is impossible to be creepy. I'll repeat this again. It is impossible to be creepy if you are congruent. You cannot be incongruent and not come off weird. When your thoughts and your words and your actions do not align, when there's not pure alignment, the girl can sense that. She can sense that something is off. This is why when you go up to a girl and you're starting out, it's best to be direct and show intent, because she can tell what you're doing. She can tell that you're going up to her, you're trying to hit on her, you're trying to get her number, you're trying to go on a date with her, and you're trying to hide it because you're shy, because you're scared that she's gonna reject you. And if you're too scared of rejection to even go for it, she's gonna read you as a creep. She's gonna read you as creepy. It's way worse. It's so much creepier to half-ass approaches. It's way worse to go half in. You need to go all in when you approach, okay? So stop hiding what you're doing, start owning it. This is a mindset that really helped me a lot with being congruent, is whatever state I find myself in, whatever emotional state I find myself in, is just fine. If you can take that mindset and apply it when you approach, you can be in a bad mood, you can be stressed, you can be nervous, but if you're actually fine, genuinely to your core with the state that you are in, then you can't come off as creepy, and you're gonna come off as a lot more likable. You're gonna be able to laugh at the fact that you're in a shit mood, right? But you had to come talk to her because you're so attractive. I would hate myself. I would be in an even worse mood if I didn't come up to you. So I have to do it. I have to come talk to you. You're like so beautiful. That's gonna be so much more flattering, and the girl's gonna be so much more likely to be open to you if you're just congruent and you don't hide anything when you approach. Now, there's obviously better and more technical ways of approaching girls, getting their numbers and like getting on dates, getting laid. But when you're starting out, when you're worried about being creepy, being congruent is the most important thing. Now, I'm gonna give you some actions or some homework that you can take away from this video and you can actually start to apply these things. Number one, I want you to list 3 negative beliefs you have about yourself that hold yourself back. So, and maybe not even about yourself, maybe about the world, right? So women don't want to talk, women don't want to be approached. Women are always on their guard. You can even steal the 2 that I gave on the second slide. You can even steal those, that's totally fine. But what you need to do is start practicing reframing those beliefs. Okay, so write out 3 beliefs that counter, that are positive, that help you replace those beliefs. It's no good understanding how shit and negative your mindset is if you can't make changes to it. If you can't replace it, there is no point. This is very important to understand. Read those new beliefs, and when you do replace them, read those new beliefs to yourself every single morning. And there's actually a hack that I have. If you go into Spotify, you go into YouTube, type in epic battle music. Okay, you can go to another tab, you can look it up right now. There's tons of playlists of sick epic battle music, and you can just read yourself those beliefs every single morning. That's something that I have my clients do. I have them do an extensive exercise every morning. It takes like 5-10 minutes where they go through and they reframe all their beliefs with epic battle music in the background. It's really badass. It's something I did when I was first starting out, and it really, really helped me. It feels super dorky, feels super nerdy, but when you start saying these beliefs with this badass music in the background, almost like you're giving a speech before going into battle, it's so fucking sick. It's actually so sick. So I want you to try that and let me know in the comments how it goes, because it's one of the best exercises that I've ever done in my entire life. The other action I want you to take is going to help you let go of the outcome when you approach, which is very important when you're approaching women. So to let go of the outcome, what I want you to focus on is accepting whatever state you're in. So if you're nervous, totally fine. If you're freaking out, if you're sweating, totally fine. If you don't want to talk to her because you're in a shit mood, totally fine. However you feel in the interaction is fine. And I just want you to accept it. Stop trying to change your state. And I'm telling you this is the mission, okay? You can blame me if this doesn't go well, but go out and make approaches with this mission in mind, and that will be your goal. I want you guys to watch this channel and shift towards internal validation. You need to have internal validation first. If you don't have internal validation, you're fucked, okay? Like, you have to get the validation from yourself, because you can't chase the validation when you're approaching. Girls are completely repulsed by that. They're repelled completely away from guys that seek validation from them. Just a reminder, because at the end of the day, getting better with women is not the same as getting women, okay? So when I tell you to go out and accept whatever state you're in, I'm not telling you this so you can get a date from that approach. I'm telling you this so you can accept whatever state you're in consistently, so that you can do that as a habit, and then you'll start getting dates, because you can have this state of self-acceptance, this foundation of the pyramid, and then you can start adding on verbal game, text game, all these things that are technical, and you'll start getting better results from there. But you can't have it without a foundation. Send this to someone that is a virgin. I can't think of a name right now. Fucking Derek. Your cousin Derek. Send this to them, because they suck with girls. And listen, man, they need it. They need it, bro. See you in the next one.